Hello chatterbox out there. Today in this vlog I'm going to be telling you guys all about what I got to on my first few days of this week, which are my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I hope you guys are all having a lovely week so far. On my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I was lucky enough to have those days off work. I'm back in work tomorrow and doing Thursday 10 to 3, off Friday, and then back in Saturday doing a split shift. And we get our rotas today for Sunday onwards. And so on my Monday, I got up after a nice lie-in. I then had some breakfast. I had some toast and a cup of tea. I was just watching a bit of Netflix, just a bit of music, just enjoying colouring in and just watching some vlogs and TikToks and playing on Pokemon Go. My dad, older brother, sister and younger brother and sister were all at work. My mum was asleep, and then my dad got back and we went off to Tesco's. I had to get some bits and bobs from there, and I got some flour nuts from there that I'm going to show you guys now. I love the flower section, it's so pretty, all the lovely colours. I then got myself a meal deal and also had to get some bread, and my dad told me to get some bread and I got the wrong type, so I ended up having to go back in and getting some white bread because I ended up getting brown bread by mistake. So I put the brown bread that we didn't need into the donations box. And I also got these two things here from the plant section. This one is a little owl in a blue china pot, so detailed, with some nice orange flowers, very pretty. And this one here is a little dinosaur with a succulent in the back, and it's so pretty. I love the red on the tips of the succulent. Can't wait to put those with all my other succulents and plants in my bedroom window. We then got home and my dad had to go and get my grandma and take her in to see my grandpa, who's in hospital at the moment. And I was just watching this fashion design competition on Netflix and had a cup of tea and some biscuits. I was just playing on Pokemon Go and Subway Surfer, listened to a bit of music, and my mum then got up from being asleep, and I was then just watching some vlogs and TikToks and funny dog and cat videos up in my bedroom and just listening to a bit of my vinyls, a bit of Kate Bush, a bit of Kylie. I then got myself ready to go off for a walk after my lunch. I had my meal deal and it was so good, and then went off to one of the flower shops and I got some plant nuts from there that I'm going to show you guys now. I love all the succulents and the cactuses in there. I then got some flower shots in there as well that I'm going to show you guys now. Such lovely colours. Spring is definitely on its way. I then went off and had a look in the charity shops and I got these two dolls here, this one and this one. I got a Frankenstein. She's very tall and she actually glows up, and I love her crypt hair, gave me 2000 vibes. And then this Hermione doll here, I've got her in box. I now have her out of box, and she comes with her wand and her robes and everything, and her hair is looking a little bit crazy, but I think that's how it's supposed to look. And this one has a little pet, which is so cute. I then went off to WH Smith's and one of the book shops, and then went off to one of my favourite little coffee shops and had a hot chocolate and a donut from there that I'm going to show you guys a photo of now. It was so delicious. I stayed in there for a little bit and chatted with one of the girls who works in there, who's just so lovely, and she plays with my older sister now, and we also have such great chats, and we were talking about things Love Island. I then made my way home, and on the way back I popped into a little craft shop. I got myself some jam from there and some piccalilli to give to my grandpa as he loves yellow pickle. And I then got home, and my older brother was back from being at work, and my dad was back from taking my grandma in to see my grandpa in hospital, and he'd gone off for a nap. I then watched Home and Away from the day and was just watching a bit of my journal, just a bit of music, just a drawing and colouring in, and then I was just chilling for the rest of the evening. And then for tea I just had a chicken tikka that I got from Tesco's, and I'm going to show you guys a photo of that now. It was so delicious. After that I then watched the UK soaps, finished writing my journal, put that away, and then I was just watching Love Island. I then watched some stuff on Netflix, and then I went off to bed. And then on my Tuesday I got up early, ready to go off for a coffee catch up with all my colleagues and good friends of mine. And so I got my coat and shoes and stuff on, ready to go off out. My dad got back from work and my mum was asleep. I took a house key just in case I got back and they'd gone out and I couldn't get back in. And I then head off up to the high street to go meet my friend in Coffee One for a coffee catch up. Before that I was a little bit early, so I went off to one of the flower shops and I got some flower sets on there that I'm going to show you guys now. Such lovely colours, such lovely flowers, and it all smells so good in there and always has good vibes in there. The flower shopkeeper in there is just so lovely, and we always have such great chats. I also got some snaps of some of the plants from there that I'm going to show you guys now. I absolutely love that plant wall, all the succulents, the cactuses. Plant wall is just so great, all the lovely colours and the lovely patterns. I then went off to Coffee One and I got myself a tea cake and a caramel frappe, and I'm going to show you guys a photo of that now. It was so delicious. I had a bit of my frappe and then waited till my friend had arrived, and then I had my tea cake. She was running a little bit late. She brought her 3-year-old dog Tibo along, who is a Shih Tzu and is just so tiny, very nervy, bless him. And while she was at the counter getting her food and drink, I noticed a chair. He was wrapped around a chair on a lead, and I noticed the chair started to move. He ended up getting loose, and I was like, come on. I couldn't remember his name, so I was like, come on, come here. And people were like, oh, is this your dog? I was like, it's my friend's dog, she's just in the queue. And then I ended up getting the dog lead, yeah, that's the one, the dog lead, and I just like held him, and she came calming it down, and then we stayed in there for a bit and had a good old chat, and then we went off to our workplace, and her younger sister joined us, and I had some nachos and a fresh OJ and a chai latte from there that I'm going to show you guys now. It was so good, and I met one of my new colleagues, so I introduced myself to her, and it was pretty busy in there. And then we stayed in there for a little bit, and then we got takeaway coffees, and one of our colleagues wrote this on my little like coffee holder to keep my hands like from getting too hot because it was quite warm. And it says, "You are beautiful," with a little heart on, which is so cute. She's lush. And then we went off and had a look around some of the charge shops, and I was taking a photo of something, and then looked back, and my friend and her dog had gone because he'd gone off that way to smell something, and I was like, hello? So I went round the corner, and then she went round the corner looking for me, and we like missed each other. So we were laughing a lot, and always have such great banter. We get on really well, and we're just chatting so much. And the sun came out, it was lovely blue skies. It had rained a little bit whilst we were heading to our workplace for lunch, and then after that the sun came out and it was lovely and sunny with lovely blue skies and a little bit of a breeze, but not too bad. And we went on a massive walk and went off to our town's castle, and she got a really good selfie of like snap of me in front of this archway, which is great. I'm a personal photographer from now on, and I was like, yep, you're hired. And got some snaps of the castle grounds that I'm going to show you guys now. I love the castle so much, all the lovely details of the castle, and we were finding out lots of facts about the castle from my friend who did history, and it was all coming back to her, and she was telling me some really interesting facts. And I then had a sit down in the garden with her and her dog, and we just had a nice chat and just chilling. And then we continued on with our walk, and we sat down on a few benches along our walk just to make sure the dog wasn't getting too tired. But he had more energy than both of us put together. He was walking so quickly, smelling everything, peeing on everything. I'm like, how does he have so much pee marking his territory? And we then went off to one of the pubs for a nice cold drink because it was getting pretty warm, and I just had a orange and pastel J2. I love J2 so much, and she had a cola, and we clinked our glasses and just sat out in the beer garden, and I'm going to show you guys a photo of that now. The drinks were so good, and we were just chilling, resting our legs because we were pretty knackered. And then I walked back like halfway between mine and hers, and she went off back to hers, and I could say goodbye. And she had football in the evening, and I had my Jigsaw youth club. So she said, have a good time at your youth club, and I said, have a good time at your football. I then motoring back, and on the way back I popped off into one of the shops and got myself a microwavable spaghetti for my tea to have them back from Jigsaw. I then got back, and my mum and dad had gone with my grandma into hospital to see my grandpa, and they were back, so I didn't get my house key after all, but I had it just in case because I knew that they were going out, so I didn't want to get back and I'd be stuck outside and not be able to get back in. I then was just watching Home and Away, listened to a bit of music, did a bit of drawing and colouring in, and just writing a bit of my journal, sorted out my Beatles doll, and then my dad dropped me up to my youth club I volunteer at called Jigsaw, and it was really good. We were doing it by identity and about if we use the left side of our brain or the right side of our brain, and we did this quiz to find out, and I used the white side of my brain, which means I'm creative, arty and imaginative and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it was a really interesting night, and we had to bring an item in that like we identify with, and I brought in one of my photography snaps that I printed and had sold, and that my mum had bought one of, and talked about my love for photography and stuff like that. And yeah, it was a really interesting and fun night. After that, I then went off into my workplace and had a hot chocolate and some honey fries whilst waiting for my dad to come pick me up. We then got back, and then I had my spaghetti bolognese for tea. I'm going to show you guys a photo of that now. I love spaghetti bolognese so much. Parmesan cheese, piled high, the best way. My older brother was then back from being at rugby, and I then watched the UK soaps and Love Island and finished writing my journal, had some cereal, and then was just watching a little bit of Netflix and watched a bit of Friends, a bit of Merlin, a bit of Doctor Who. I then went off to bed, and today on my Wednesday, my last day of freedom before going back to work tomorrow, I got up after a nice line, got a shower and changed, had some porridge, and it was snowing, and I just couldn't believe my eyes. It was so sunny yesterday, lovely blue skies, and now it's snowing. And I'm going to show you guys the photo that I got of the snow outside of my bedroom window now. It's started to melt now. It's not as good as it was. It's pretty slushy, like rain kind of snow, which is a bit gutting. I'm going to try get out a little bit later on and try and enjoy the last little bit of snow. It's still snowing, but not really settling, but it's still very pretty out, which is good. And my younger sister is down to stay for a few days. She's getting picked up by my dad tonight. And yeah, I'm now going to go have myself some lunch and then probably go off for a little walk, try and get some snaps of the snow that is remaining, and then get back, watch Home and Away, and then probably just chill for the rest of the day. I hope you guys have all had a lovely week so far. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I shall see you with a new vlog coming very soon. Bye.